Seniors, is your heart quietly breaking down without your knowledge? It's a frightening thought, but a real one. After the age of 60, your heart begins to demand more nutritional support than ever before. The silent fatigue, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeats, these aren't just signs of aging. They may be early warnings that your heart is undernourished, overworked, and vulnerable. What's worse? Most seniors are missing the very vitamins their heart needs to survive and thrive. Studies show that deficiencies in key vitamins can accelerate heart aging, increase the risk of heart attacks, and even shorten your lifespan. But there is hope. Today, we reveal 8 life-saving vitamins that cardiologists trust, nutrients that have been scientifically shown to support heart function, restore energy, reduce blood pressure, and may add up to 15 more healthy years to your heart. Your heart has carried you through a lifetime, now it's time to carry it forward, wisely. Number 8, Vitamin C, the artery repair shield. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked, yet essential, nutrients for heart health, vitamin C. You've likely heard of vitamin C for colds or immunity, but very few people realize its critical role in protecting your heart. As a powerful antioxidant, vitamin C helps neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that attack the lining of your arteries every day. Left unchecked, this daily damage leads to inflammation, plaque buildup, and arterial stiffening, the very processes that set the stage for heart attacks and strokes. But vitamin C doesn't stop there. It plays a key role in collagen production, the structural protein that keeps arteries strong, elastic, and flexible. Without sufficient collagen, arteries become brittle, increasing the risk of rupture or blockage under pressure. And here's a serious fact from a Harvard study: individuals with healthy levels of vitamin C had a 42% lower risk of developing heart disease compared to those who were deficient. Vitamin C also naturally supports healthy blood pressure by improving endothelial function, helping blood vessels relax and expand properly. Yet, many seniors unknowingly consume far below the heart protective threshold. For therapeutic benefit, experts recommend 800 to 1,500 milligrams per day, ideally from a slow-release supplement and always taken with meals to avoid stomach discomfort. Natural sources like red bell peppers, guava, acerola cherries, and kiwi are excellent, but often not enough to meet higher cardiovascular needs in aging adults. Vitamin C is not just for the immune system, it's an arterial repair tool that your heart depends on every single day. And for many seniors, supplementing wisely may be the first step toward preventing a silent cardiovascular crisis. Number 7, CoQ10, the heart's energy fuel. Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day, pumping blood tirelessly to every part of your body. But what most seniors don't realize is this: your heart can't function without a critical compound called coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. CoQ10 is found in every cell of the body, but it's most concentrated in the heart muscle, where it fuels the mitochondria, the energy factories that keep your heart beating strong. It powers every contraction, every rhythm, and every second of your life. But here's the problem: CoQ10 levels drop sharply with age. By the time you reach 60, your body may produce less than half of what it needs to maintain healthy heart function. Worse yet, if you're taking cholesterol-lowering statins, as many seniors are, you could be losing up to 70% of your CoQ10 stores. This depletion contributes to chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, and even heart failure. Fortunately, supplementing with CoQ10, especially the highly absorbable ubiquinol form, can make a profound difference. Clinical studies have shown that seniors with heart conditions who took 300 milligrams of ubiquinol daily experienced significant improvements in energy, circulation, and exercise capacity within just 4 weeks. Recommended doses range from 100 to 300 milligrams per day, and it should always be taken with a meal containing healthy fat to ensure proper absorption. Think of CoQ10 as the fuel your aging heart has been running low on for years. Replenishing it isn't just supportive, it could be life-changing. Many cardiologists take CoQ10 themselves, and often prescribe it to their own parents. If you want your heart to keep working like it did decades ago, this is one nutrient you should never ignore. Number 6. Vitamin E, the antioxidant defender. Vitamin E is often called the beauty vitamin, but its real superpower lies in cardiovascular protection, particularly for those over 60. What makes vitamin E so vital to your heart? It's one of the body's most powerful fat-soluble antioxidants, working deep within your arteries to stop one of the most dangerous processes behind heart attacks, oxidation of LDL cholesterol. LDL, often called bad cholesterol, becomes deadly only when it's oxidized by free radicals. This oxidized LDL sticks to artery walls, hardens into plaque, and narrows blood vessels, silently setting the stage for heart disease. But vitamin E protects each cholesterol particle, coating it like a varnish, preventing it from oxidizing and becoming harmful. In a well-known study by Cambridge University involving over 2,000 heart patients, those who took vitamin E had a 77% lower rate of non-fatal heart attacks than those who didn't. That's not just impressive, it's life-saving. Vitamin E also helps keep arteries flexible and elastic, which is key for maintaining healthy blood pressure. It fights chronic inflammation and improves blood flow, especially in aging circulatory systems. But there's a catch. There are 8 different forms of vitamin E in nature, and many supplements offer only one, usually alpha-tocopherol. For heart protection, you need a mixed tocopherol complex, which mirrors nature and delivers full-spectrum benefits. Recommended dosage for seniors ranges from 200 to 400 IU per day, taken with a fatty meal to ensure absorption. Vitamin E isn't just for your skin, it's a silent defender inside your arteries, guarding your heart with every beat. As you age, don't overlook this critical nutrient. Your heart's flexibility and resilience may depend on it. Number 5. Magnesium, the heart rhythm regulator. Magnesium is one of the most underrated minerals in heart health, yet it's absolutely essential for every heartbeat you take. This mineral acts as a natural calcium blocker, helping your heart muscles contract and relax in perfect rhythm. When your magnesium levels drop, as they often do after age 60, this balance is disturbed. The result? Irregular heartbeats, palpitations, muscle cramps, and elevated blood pressure. According to national health data, over 80% of adults are magnesium deficient, and many don't even know it. Seniors are especially at risk because common medications, like diuretics, blood pressure pills, and antacids, can flush magnesium from your body through urine. That creates a dangerous cycle of deficiency. Magnesium also relaxes the smooth muscles of your arteries, improving blood flow and helping to lower systolic blood pressure by up to 15 points. Even more alarming and encouraging, studies show that adequate magnesium intake can reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death by 41%. For seniors, the best forms of magnesium are magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate. These are much more bioavailable than the common, and poorly absorbed, magnesium oxide. The recommended daily dose for heart support is 300 to 600 milligrams, ideally taken in divided doses. Starting with smaller amounts and increasing gradually can help avoid temporary digestive discomfort. Taking magnesium at night may also enhance sleep quality, which further supports your heart and nervous system. In short, magnesium is not optional, it's a master mineral for your heart, blood vessels, muscles, and even your mood. If your heart feels jumpy, your pressure is high, or your energy is crashing, magnesium might be the silent solution you've been missing. Number 4. Omega-3s, the artery cleanser. When it comes to cleansing your arteries from the inside out, no nutrient works harder than omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fats, found in cold water fish and certain plant oils, are considered by many cardiologists to be the most heart-protective nutrients you can consume. Here's why. Omega-3s reduce chronic inflammation, the hidden driver behind plaque buildup, high blood pressure, and heart attacks. They also lower triglycerides, a harmful type of fat in your blood that can double your heart attack risk if left unchecked. There are three primary forms of omega-3s: EPA, which reduces inflammation and protects blood vessels; DHA, which strengthens heart muscle and regulates heartbeat; ALA, found in plants, which the body must convert, though less efficiently. Clinical studies involving more than 40,000 participants have shown that those who consume adequate omega-3s live on average 2.5 years longer, with fewer heart attacks and strokes. Omega-3s also make your blood less sticky, lowering the risk of clots and improving overall circulation. For seniors, this is critical, as aging naturally thickens the blood and stiffens the arteries. The recommended daily dose is 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. The best sources include salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovy oil. If you're vegetarian or prefer a plant-based source, algae-based omega-3 supplements are an excellent alternative. Not all fish oil is created equal. Cheap supplements may be oxidized or contaminated with heavy metals. Look for products that are purity tested and sustainably sourced. Think of omega-3s as internal cleaners for your arteries, gently scrubbing away inflammation and harmful fats, allowing your heart to beat freely and your blood to flow smoothly for years to come. Number 3, vitamin B1, the heart energy spark. Your heart is one of the most energy-demanding organs in your body. It never rests, beating over 35 million times a year. But here's a critical fact: your heart can't generate that energy without vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. Vitamin B1 is essential for converting glucose into energy inside heart cells. Without it, your heart literally runs out of fuel, like a car trying to run without gasoline. The result? Fatigue, breathlessness, swollen legs, and even heart failure. One of the most overlooked conditions in older adults is wet beriberi, caused by severe B1 deficiency. This condition weakens the heart muscle and leads to fluid retention, making the heart enlarge and beat irregularly, often misdiagnosed as age-related heart failure. Seniors and diabetics are especially at risk, particularly those taking diuretics or metformin, which deplete B1 levels through urine loss. Even a mild deficiency can cause shortness of breath, low energy, and a racing heart, symptoms often brushed off as aging. But the good news is this: supplementing with B1, especially in its most bioavailable form, benfotiamine, can dramatically improve heart function. In a clinical study, heart failure patients given 100 milligrams of B1 daily showed marked improvements in energy and cardiac output within just 2 weeks. Experts recommend 50 to 200 milligrams per day, preferably in benfotiamine form, and ideally taken with a full B complex for synergy and absorption. Vitamin B1 may not be as well known as CoQ10 or omega-3s, but it is no less vital. If your heart feels weak, your energy is low, or your legs are swelling, this silent deficiency could be to blame. Restoring this one vitamin may give your heart the spark it's been missing. Number 2, vitamin B6, the homocysteine cleanser. You may have never heard of homocysteine, but your heart knows the damage it can cause. This toxic amino acid builds up in your blood when certain B vitamins, especially vitamin B6, are missing. And for seniors, that buildup can be deadly. High homocysteine levels have been linked to a 4-fold increase in heart attack risk. Why? Because homocysteine directly damages the inner lining of arteries, promoting inflammation, blood clots, and plaque formation. Vitamin B6 is the body's natural filter for homocysteine. It converts this harmful substance into harmless compounds your body can safely eliminate. Without enough B6, homocysteine accumulates silently, attacking your blood vessels from within. But B6 does more than just clean up toxins. It's critical for the production of neurotransmitters that help regulate heart rhythm and blood pressure. It also supports the creation of healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen efficiently to your heart muscle. Studies show that people with adequate B6 levels have up to 30% lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease. And menopausal women, who often experience declining B6 levels, are especially vulnerable to deficiency. The recommended daily dose for therapeutic heart protection is 25 to 100 milligrams per day. However, it's important not to exceed 100 milligrams long-term without medical supervision, as very high doses may lead to nerve issues. For best results, take B6 as part of a balanced B-complex supplement, which works synergistically with B12 and folate to further reduce homocysteine levels. Vitamin B6 is a quiet protector, constantly working behind the scenes to preserve your artery walls, oxygen flow, and heart rhythm. Don't let this overlooked vitamin be the missing piece in your heart health strategy. Number 1. Vitamin D3 plus K2, the heart's defense duo. At the top of our list is not just one vitamin, but a powerful combination that cardiologists now recognize as essential for long-term heart protection: vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. Vitamin D3 is best known for supporting bone health and immunity. But its role in cardiovascular health is just as critical. It regulates over 3,000 genes, many of which control blood pressure, calcium metabolism, and inflammation, the very core of heart disease. Low D3 levels have been associated with higher risk of hypertension, arterial stiffness, heart attack, and even heart failure. But there's a serious catch: taking D3 without K2 can be dangerous. Why? Because while D3 increases calcium absorption from the gut, it doesn't direct where that calcium goes. Without K2, excess calcium can deposit in your arteries, leading to calcification, stiffness, and blocked vessels. That's where vitamin K2, especially in -7 Malawian Quatches form, comes in. K2 activates matrix GLA protein, which removes calcium from arteries and transports it into the bones, where it belongs. Together, D3 and K2 not only prevent deficiency, but protect arteries from hardening and improve vascular flexibility. One large Dutch study found that seniors with sufficient K2 intake had 57% less arterial calcification and 50% lower risk of death from heart disease. For heart protective synergy, most experts recommend 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 paired with 100 micrograms of K2-7 Malawian Quatches daily, taken with a meal containing healthy fat for optimal absorption. Separately, D3 and K2 are beneficial. But together, they are a life-extending, artery-saving force, the final key to potentially adding 10 to 15 more healthy years to your heart. This is not just supplementation, it's a strategy. And for seniors, it could be the most important one of all. You've just discovered 8 vitamins that don't just support heart health, they may truly extend your heart's life by a decade or more. Each of these nutrients targets a different part of the cardiovascular system. Together, they form a powerful, natural strategy to help you breathe easier, move with confidence, and live longer, without relying solely on medications. Now, ask yourself, which of these vitamins are you already taking? Which ones will you start today? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's help each other stay informed and healthy. Comment, like, and subscribe for more life-saving advice tailored for seniors. Share this video with someone you love, it could save a life. Your heart has served you for decades, without asking much in return. Now it's time to repay that loyalty with knowledge, nutrients, and intention. No matter your age or history, it's never too late to strengthen your heart. Start today. Invest in these vitamins. Consult your doctor. And take back control of your future, one heartbeat at a time. Because every day your heart beats is another chance to live well.